All right, so welcome back to Good Day. Most of us have one thing in our home that's green this time of the year. Maybe you have it. It's called a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
They might be real. They might not be. But what if you want more springtime inside your house during these cold months?
Yeah, I like that feeling of freshness in the house. Amy Stone of the OSU Extension Office has some ideas and some help this morning.
Which is what we need.
Always need help. So let's start with the indoor. What can we bring into our homes? I have a couple of indoor plants that I haven't killed yet.
Perfect. That's a good start.
That's the problem in our house.
But that's the thing. It's is there enough light? Is there enough water? How do I feel like maybe I overwater them sometimes?
Right, and that can be a real problem. The other thing is sometimes space is limited inside, so choose plants that are small. So this is actually an aloe. This one right here is called Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Very appropriate.
Aloes can get really big.
Sure.
And so can take up space, but this one is just so cute. The other thing that you want to do, especially if you are an overwaterer, you've got to make sure that your container has holes. So this one does not. So it could drain into here.
Okay.
You've got to empty that out.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You have to empty
Well, if you're
it
an
out.
overwaterer, you're probably not an emptier-outerer, though, Amanda.
Yeah,
so
that's
just be
right.
careful on that one, all right?
And, I brought this poinsettia in, and it is beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yes.
This
Very
season.
traditional, very classic.
Yes. They don't like drafts, and they don't like temperature extreme, so not near a window or a door, or maybe even a fireplace that would heat up and then cool down.
Okay.
And we were talking about, this is a tropical plant,
It is.
which is ironic.
I'm like, can I put it outside? She says no.
During the summer.
During the summer.
Yeah, but another important thing is the container that it comes in has holes in it, right? So we get good drainage.
Oh,
But then
they
it's
come wrapped in the foil.
In the foil.
Where it can't drain, and so there's been so many people that the water just sits in here, so that's important to
So
make
be aware
sure.
of that. Maybe move
Clever.
it into something else, or just make sure you're draining it properly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But the foil's so pretty.
Right. It's festive.
It
So
brightens
is
it
that
up.
one of those? How do you know that it's got enough water?
So your finger is actually
Yeah.
the best thing, and so just putting your finger down into the soil, not just at the soil level, but down into the soil, and if it feels like a damp sponge, so not like soaking wet, but just like that sponge is important.
Okay.
The other fun thing to do this time of the year are forced bulbs. These are paper whites.
Paper white.
And so these will bloom in about 4 weeks.
Oh.
And so,
that's
you just
and that's what they look like here.
absolutely.
Do they have like a long stem so they'll
They
come up?
do, yes. And so this kind of holds the stems, because they'll probably get up to be out this tall.
Okay.
Really?
Beautiful flowers, very fragrant. Some people think they're too fragrant, so they have to kind of put them somewhere else. But you just put some pebbles, and it can be, rocks or stones. These are decorative. You put water in that level, and so what's going to happen as these grow, the roots are going to come out of here, go down into the water, but you don't want the water on the bulb because it'll cause some rot.
How long can those last for? How long do they keep flowering, or is it a one and done?
So kind of a one and done, but you can plant them, kind of schedule them. So plant some every couple
fun.
weeks, and then you'll have continuous bloom. Once they start to bloom, get them in a cooler spot, and then the flowers will last longer.
This is a great idea.
That's fun.
Because 4 to 6 weeks, that's not very long. You get
No.
that started now, February or end of January when we're all like, I
don't
hate being
procrastinate
inside.
after the holidays though, because you'll plant
Do
them, and
it.
by the time they're coming up, it'll be spring. So
Yeah,
don't
do
That's
it now.
right.
That's
It's a
really
great
cool.
gift.
And
It's a
you can
great
get
gift.
those
Fun.
bulbs, your
At garden
local nurseries.
centers? Yep.
Okay.
All right, but you're looking for color, right, Amanda? All right.
Yeah, I
Look
love
at these
color.
bulbs. Okay.
So
This is massive.
This is an amaryllis, and so the roots are already going. It's starting to
Yeah.
Do its
leaf out,
thing.
and then this will be the flower stem. What you do, again, good drainage, but you want to put it in a container, and I've already got some soil in there.
Okay.
What we'd want to do is add soil to cover about 2/3 of the bulb,
Okay.
so leave about 1/3 of it exposed, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's neat looking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will shoot up, and we've got a beautiful flowers. They come in reds and whites and pinks and
Like this.
combinations.
There you go. There's the colors you're looking
Absolutely.
for.
So this is the one. This is
Beautiful.
actually the same flower color that this one is going to turn
Where do you
into.
find these bulbs? Do you have to go to like a specialty nursery, or where can you find them?
Wonderful garden centers and nurseries in our area. We have some tremendous greenhouse growers, and it's a great place to visit this time of the year and support them.
And as you said, a good gift too for someone. You can get it
Sure.
started for them even and be like, like, here, you're in 4 weeks, you're going to have some
Absolutely.
fun.
Don't just hand them a bulb. Get them started a little
Yeah,
bit.
get them started.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Then there's, the outdoors. Maybe we can bring them indoors a little bit. We got lots of greenery. Or
Absolutely. And so even when we're thinking about our own outdoor landscape,
Yep.
think about, well, what could we plant that we can bring indoors? And you're not going to cut the whole thing back, right? But branches. So this is an arborvitae.
Yep.
It's got the little cones on it here.
Cute.
And so people can do an arrangement with a variety of textures. This is holly.
and maybe it'll get some berries on it at some
Yeah,
point.
so we do have, there are male and female, so you need both to have berries, and only the female are going to give you berries.
Yes.
There is a deciduous holly, so these pokey, sharpie leaves will
Ouchies.
fall out, right? But the berries, if it's a female, will exist.
okay.
The other thing is, let's
at
take a
these.
look.
Yeah.
Now this one got a little cold with our snow. This is witch hazel.
Sorry.
We call it the bookend of flowers in our landscape because they'll bloom in the fall
And in the spring.
and in the spring.
Okay.
Oh, so they'll
So
help
first
you
and
out.
last.
I do love to see them. Yeah, when they come out. In
And
the
that's
spring.
really what you need to think about. I know we're talking about indoors, but in the garden and other places is the timing of it so that you're constantly having something blooming
Absolutely.
or giving you color. Yeah.
Yeah, this is beautyberry. So those berries are really cool to add into the evergreens.
You don't see much purple. Yeah.
Yeah, this time of year especially. I think this could also make a great table runner or something. If you, yeah, like a nice centerpiece for
Right.
your Christmas dinner.
What's
or something.
this?
So this, it looks kind of small, right? But I think everybody during the winter needs a little pick-me-up. And so choose a small container, doesn't have to be very big,
Yeah.
but go out into your yard and just pick something and bring it in to enjoy.
Okay. Put it in a little vase and make an
That's right.
arrangement.
And so it'll be amazing, the things, the textures, the colors that you see. I mean, even this branch, it's a deciduous tree. This is a beech tree. But aren't those the buds just beautiful?
There you go. Yes,
And so
that's
it's something
lovely.
that you can do for yourself to enjoy nature year round.
Get outside, get
Awesome.
some fresh air, bring it indoors. You have something? Do you have a class going on or a training today or something?
Yeah, so our State Master Gardener program, they do lunch and learns. They're virtual.
Yep.
And today is all about plant propagation, being a good plant parent. And Dr. Beth Sheckelhoff is going to be presenting that. And if you go to the Master Gardener website for Ohio State University, you can register. The programs are free.
Awesome.
And they're recorded. And so when you get into the doldrums of winter and you need that gardening fix, those are great resources to take a look at.
Excellent idea.
Beautiful. Amy,
All right.
thank you so much.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Wow, I learned a lot.
And now I'm not going to be surprised when I go over to Amanda's on the 4th of July and she's got poinsettias planted in her front.
Absolutely.
It's a summer plant. All right, so still to come here on Toledo's most popular 9 a.m. show. Have you had breakfast yet?
The Glass City's own Steve Hartman has the story of not the breakfast club, but a breakfast club, and these kids are willingly participating. Good Day is back in a moment.
Can't wait for the pancakes.